We don't have like.
Very good evening, dear viewers. I hope that the picture quality is now better from where you're watching. I'm just praying that a match this good is not affected at all by picture quality. From where I am watching, it is now two of the best players in their respective countries, all the way from Zambia, Kelvin Nkandu, nicknamed Fikoti, and the home player, that is Caesar Chandiga, the Ugandan, in a tournament that is being organized in Uganda, a 32-man competition which is dubbed the DIPLOMAT Billiards Cafe, double elimination competition that is indeed organized at DIPLOMAT Billiards Cafe in the trading center of Kajansi, the district of Wakiso in the country of Uganda. The tournament is at the quarterfinals, the round of last 8. The rest remains 6, and the prize is a position in the semi-finals of this 32-man comp, which I will call a 32-player comp because it has 2 ladies that have been participating. By the way, Caesar Chandiga, the guy that is queuing right now, is having a 2-0 lead on Zambia's Kelvin Nkandu in a race to 6 for a place in the semi-finals. And to present to you this action in video and audio, my name is Peter Chove. It is 2 for Caesar and 0 for Kelvin in a race to 6. And yes, so far, at least for the first 3 frames, Caesar is making relatively light work over Kelvin, treating him just as good, or will I say as bad, as he treats other players that he normally participates in the same competitions with him, mostly Ugandans. It is Caesar 3 and Kelvin 0. And I'm just calculating the 3 frames have taken place for a total of 8.5 minutes, including lagging time between breaking and players sharing turn between themselves. 2 Zambians are in participation, that is Kelvin, who is potting white on the break, unfortunately could go for 0 here. The other is Moses Mofia, who is also coming up with a match against the winner between Ivan Senyonjo and Hazard. Those 2 are facing off in the round of last 16. Whoever wins will be facing Mofia in the round of last 8. And I know that ever since Mofia and Kelvin did come to Uganda, this is one match that you have been anticipating. It has been a little bit too tricky having them face off in a money match, but I like to say that pool is that sport that keeps on giving. Finally, we have them face off against each other. The score is not as close as many of you would have anticipated that it would be. As Caesar is seemingly going for a 4th in a race to 6. Please be reminded that the last time that these two guys faced off was exactly 12 days ago. It was the final of the ATA Super 8 competition, second edition. When Caesar came in as defending champion, his title was taken away from him by Kelvin. And despite the fact that the two guys are friends in real life, there is a seeming seriousness on Caesar's face, wanting to beat Kelvin, and I will be thinking that maybe he has that Super 8 competition final that happened 12 days ago on his mind. Caesar now wanting to play backspin, drawing the white ball backwards, just like that, off the cushion and pretty much in perfect space. He will be wanting to put the last red and black to the same corner pocket on the bottom left of your screen. That is the kind of shooting that gives him the name of the Scorpion, now leading 4-0.
Correct score, 6-0. is allowed. You would have paid for my loss against
Skim Nadir is asking where these matches happen. Myself as a streamer, I am based in Uganda. So I do stream most of the competitive events that happen in Uganda, but when I get a chance to move across the borders, I happily do. Manyaradzi Manyere, thank you for watching. You think Caesar is a data saver? Okay. Bogere Moses, thank you for watching as well. You want Kelvin to win at least 2 frames. He still has it within himself to win at least some, but his start has been poor, to say the least. And of course, having a poor start against exactly the wrong player in Caesar. First time that Kelvin is traveling in Uganda. First time that he is in Uganda, having mixed performances. By the way, it is supposed to be the second. If you do remember the first star-studded Super 8 competition of the Advanced Talent Agency, ATA's as management team, Kelvin was part of the initial lineup, only not to be able to make the trip because of issues in documentation. His place being taken by the Kenyan Collins Toei. Since then, he made it upon himself to tour Uganda when he moved to Kenya to participate in the Grand Mchana Open Championship, as well as the ATA Super 8 Comp second edition. When he won that competition, beating Caesar, he made the decision, himself and Kelvin and Soren and Mafia, to move on road across Kenya's western border, crossing from Busia into Uganda, where he has been for the last more than 7 days. He has played a few money matches against Lobolo Simon, the computer, losing the first and winning the rematch. He also won against Ian Kazibu in a money match. He also played up to the 3rd round of a 64-man competition, the Christmas Cup Championship. That was won by Caesar. He was eliminated in the round of last 16. He's into the round of last 8 of a second tournament he's playing in Uganda, and he is putting black to the center pocket on the left for the first time in the match. He pulls one back. Yes, it is Kelvin 1 and Caesar 4. Fabiso Marcela Tsane, good evening to you. Thank you for watching. My good friend and fellow commentator Evan Zokacha, thank you for watching and welcome to this stream. How I wish we were commentating on this one together. Then maybe we will be, before the final, playing our decider. You came so close to losing. Very lucky guy you are, Evans. You will be the talk of town up to today had you dared to play that decider. But one day, I will get you. But this day, Kelvin is not getting the break right. As he sinks in the black on the break, it is a void break. He gets to break again with no score. Changed still 4-1. Caesar in the lead. BK Forest, thank you for watching. You are congratulating me. You say I am advertising for mobile money. You hope that I got a sponsorship deal. I actually don't know what you are talking about. Oh, oh, now I get what you're talking about, BK. It's that board which is owned by someone who operates mobile money services and has not worked today because of the festive season. I'm not getting a sponsorship deal. How I wish I did. You got me, almost got me on that one. That's why I don't like chatting with very educated people. They create detail out of everything. But Kelvin has to create detail out of each and every opportunity that is given to him by Caesar, because he knows that if he doesn't, then Caesar definitely will. Every player nowadays who dares to tour Uganda, they have Caesar on their mind. And the saying goes that nowadays, you beat Caesar, yes, you beat Uganda. And with due respect to all the other Ugandan shooters, it is just obvious that of late, last 2 years, Caesar has illuminated himself, setting the bar a little bit too high for others to try and emulate. This is one match that Kelvin will want to win, irrespective of how little the money that winning it comes with. Actually, no money comes with it. It's only progression to the next phase of this ongoing competition, which also doesn't have too much money for the winner. It is 4 players sharing as little as $300, with number 1 taking half of it and the other 3 sharing the next 150, with the highest, which the second taking half of it again. And then the third and fourth play off for a third place match. Then also that money, as little as it's shared in a ratio of 1-2. Kelvin, again, by single visit clearance, pulls one back to show his own qualities as a shooter, as a brave player, representing himself, but most importantly, representing Zambia here in a battle against Caesar. And I'm not saying it's a battle because it's a money match, but beating Caesar in his own homeland sometimes is as hard as battling Caesar 4, Kelvin 2, race to 6. How are you, Jal Chris?
I'm fine. How are you, Chove?
Yeah.
My customer for no black.
You go away. What is your talk on the game of Kelvin ever since he came to Uganda?
Kelvin is a very good player, but you know Ugandan players. I don't think even he can win a tournament for Bikolomongo players, because these Ugandan guys are very dangerous.
But he's still involved in this one.
But he looks like he's already out.
Guys, you are listening to a top Caesar fan. You know Caesar fans are a little bit arrogant. Not all of them, but this one is. And you know it's quarterfinals and the 2 of the Zambians are both in. Chance that they could both make it to the semifinals, you never know. Mafia is taking on the winner between Ivan and Hazard. You never know what could come there.
Hazard is winning, and here Caesar is winning.
Okay, just so in case it doesn't turn out as you've predicted, then I will be cropping out the audio and then I'll be sharing it on the social media.
No problem. And I also want you in a no black game, race to 1.
Okay, sorry, you lost in the first round 6-0 to Rashida. Rest in peace. Guy was trying to be so stubborn, eh? Another chance has come begging for Caesar, for Kelvin to win a third in a row. Remember, he lost the first 4 in a row. He's attempting to do to Caesar what exactly Caesar did to him. I like it so much that when players that are so friendly in real life are so serious when taking on each other. Because I believe that when friends take on each other in a match of this magnitude, the first shot of the match, the break, is to break the friendship. The friendship can only return when the match is done. He has also mastered these Ugandan pool tables. Kelvin, by the way, both him and Mafia have repeatedly told him that they do appreciate the quality of most of the tables that they've been playing on in Uganda, which some of you in the, most especially in the comments, mostly those of you who are watching these games not in Uganda, they say they are pockets, that the pockets are too big. It's the table brand which is so good and tailor-made for offensive-minded players. A third frame won in a row from Kelvin. He now leads. He now trails by 1 frame. It is Caesar 4 and Kelvin 3. Nice concern from Benson Abuya is asking what a child, probably you've seen, is still doing. School-going child he is, but also a pool player. It is holiday season, it's festive season. Whatever he has as a relationship with the parent, I don't know. But he's permitted inside. It's just a pool arena, this one. It's not a bar. Nothing like selling beers, nothing like anything. All they do here is play pool. Up to some time during the night, maybe 11 p.m. or so, then they got to sleep. So it's up to the parents to ask their children not to be in these places. But nothing bad happens anyway, although they need to be taken care of as children, not to be for so much time amongst adults. And if you're just joining the stream, you are watching a continuation of a very mouth-watering short race to 6 in a quarterfinal of a 32-player competition that is happening at Diplomat Billiards Cafe. Yes, only 8 players are left in the event. 7 of them male, 1 of them female. Rashida Motesi is also going to be playing with Laban Ariho in the second last quarter final. And with Rashida being head started with +1, you see a chance of a lady going to the semi-finals. How about a semi-final of this competition having a lady participant? But how about that semi-final lineup having one of these 2 players missing? And that is what is going to be happening. Either Caesar or Kelvin will be a spectator of the semi-finals and finals, as long as any of them is not the first to 6 in this match. The older this game grows, the more confident Kelvin becomes, the more confident he becomes. Maybe the kind of likely that he could defeat Caesar for the second time in 2 attempts. Remember, the first one was 12 days ago, the final of the ATA All Africa Super 8 competition, second edition, which was played in Nairobi with Caesar as defending champion. He was dethroned by Kelvin, who is now the defending champion, and is attempting to win a comp in Uganda for the first time. And I know that should he win this comp, either he or Mafia, it will be more significant than the money matches that both of them won last week respectively. Big chance that he is equalizing, which equalizer will be a fourth in a row. Has to be cautious here. Yes, cautious he is. Accurate he is. Spot on he is. Having a relatively easy roll of that black to the corner pocket closest to the bottom of your screen on the right. There he shoots and pots. Kelvin 4, Caesar 4. Now rest to 2. On another table, Ivan Senyonyo is taking one hazard. And coming live next is going to be Rashida versus Laban. Haven't streamed any of them today. The only lady in the competition having a fair draw in the quarterfinals, and then whoever wins between Ivan Senyonyo and Hazard will be taking on Mafia in the last quarterfinal piece of action of the day. But in the first quarterfinal, there is a pending predicament of this guy that did travel from Zambia, Kelvin Fikoti, attempting to defeat Caesar in Uganda, as the case was in Nairobi in that grand final of the ATA Super 8 competition. A tournament that, of course, Caesar was not very convincing how he was defeated. Of course, in his second round, he lost to Kenya's Brian Kiptalam, 7 frames by walkover. It was always going to be very difficult to win in race to 11 against a player that good, being so tired after using the long route to qualify for the grand finale, where he lost to Kelvin, who now wins a 5th frame in a row. And if you've just been watching this match only for the last 15 minutes, you've only been seeing one player pretty much against himself. Kelvin Nkandu 5, Caesar Chandiga 4. Thank you for watching. Cybermonk. You think the day will learn to put rail shots that like these players will be unbeatable? There is a good chance that your rail shots are not that bad. Maybe you don't play on the right tables. You find a place that has a Super League brand of table, which is taken very good care of, like these ones at Diplomat Billiards Cafe, then it will be a little bit easier. As long as you ride the ball against the cushion well, then it will surely be sunk. Kelvin misses the bank, allowing Caesar chance to equalize. So it is the hunter being hunted here. After leading 4-0, Caesar is 5-4 down. Not very usual for Caesar to take such a lead in a race this short and then end up losing the match. It's actually not common at all. I even don't remember when it happened. Like Caesar leading 4-0 in a race to 6, losing the match. Now he's subject to having to win 2 frames in a row, or else exit the tournament and be denied the chance of trying to win 2 comps in 2 days. Alfredo Jr. is asking what Fikoti means. I don't really know, but William Soko said it means a hard shot, a hard shot on the table. Not like the one he has just played, but some of those hard shots which sometimes he plays. He's really enjoying his time in Uganda, mixing up really well with the Ugandan pool fraternity. Already has some friends, Kelvin. He's also learning some few words in Luganda. That one was a miss of a ball that will be celebrated more by Caesar, because it could really have ended Caesar's quest in the competition had Kelvin just sunk that ball in. Caesar spins the white ball backwards quite accurately. Count those 2 yellows done, including that one. The one and only problem yellow ball is the one that is touching the red near the top end of the table, the one that is getting white for. How good will this white be? Not good enough. It either needs a very sharp cut or to play that yellow off the red, to play it towards the top right corner pocket. That is Caesar's pattern of play. The shot is not on target. The chance is for Kelvin to win frame number 10, in which case he will be winner of this match. And as Caesar fouls, putting Kelvin's red in the process, Kelvin has chance to win this frame, which will be a 6th in a row to defeat Caesar in this competition. And here is the clearance. You are watching Zambian pool plus as the guy that has arguably been their best player in the year 2023 is trying to reproduce exactly what he did 12 days ago when he defeated Caesar in the ATA Super 8 competition. On that day, he defeated him in a tournament that was organized by his management, but on this day, he's trying to defeat him in a tournament that is organized in his own home country. Now, Kelvin versus the black. Caesar concedes. The Zambian wins. And ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Lusaka, Kelvin Fikoti shakes the royal table of Ugandan pool, defeating the very best player in the country on his own home turf. Caesar is out of the tournament as Kelvin comes from 4 frames down to win 6-4 after winning 6 frames in a row. Final result, Kelvin Fikoti 6, Caesar Chandiga 4. We meet in the next quarter final.